to another edition of Focus for Education. I'm your host, John Conley, and in this program we're going to talk about the physical education programs, specifically here at Londonderry High School. In the background you see the gymnasium, and off over my left shoulder you'd actually see some of the track and the fields. In this show we're actually not going to spend our time in the gym or on the fields, although we will show you some cuts of students doing those activities. We're going to move into the classroom because the phys education program is probably a lot different than when I went to school close to 40 years ago, or perhaps when you went to school. And there really is a very significant educational academic component to it, and that's what we'd like to focus on today. It really has a good spiraling curriculum that I think challenges students a lot more than the program when I was involved in it as a student. And this will be a great opportunity for you to meet the staff and understand some of the new programs that are going on. So why don't we just move right on into actually the old gym and look at the classrooms. As we said, the PE program really isn't just about the gyms and the athletic fields. There is a very thought out and progressive spiraling curriculum that is part of the academic component of the PE program. So that's why we actually have moved out of the gym, off the fields, and into the classroom to talk about what are the things that make up the programs today. Behind me we've got most of the PE staff here at the high school, so what I'm going to do is let them introduce themselves one by one. There won't be a test afterwards, but then we're just going to go through the programs, starting with freshman programs and working our way through some of the electives to give you an idea of what PE is all about in 2008.
John Rich, I teach health, phys ed, and athletic training.
Leavis, health, phys ed, and athletic training also.
Bromley, I teach health and contemporary issues in health.
Bicchieri, phys ed.
MacLean, interactive, PE, walking for wellness, women's fitness, all the above.
Lafore, I teach wellness, health, and women's fitness.
Sara Joyce, and I teach phys ed.
Yeah, I really want to thank you for carving some time out of your schedules today. I know it is busy with all of the students that we have to deal with, but what I would like to suggest that we do today is start right with some of the freshman programs and work our way up from freshmen to sophomore and then to some of the electives, and just try and tell folks that aren't in school today, people like myself that remember what PE class was 40 years ago, and tell them a little bit about what it is today. I know the freshmen really have a couple of choices, as I understand it. They can either go in a wellness program or they can take a PE and health type program. I don't know if someone would like to just kind of give us a brief outline of what those two variations are. And that really covers your 1 point towards health and phys ed for the freshman year, right?
The wellness is an all-year class that incorporates their health curriculum as well as a phys ed curriculum that focuses on physical fitness. If they don't choose that option, then they would take a phys ed PE1 class one semester and then health a second semester, or vice versa. And
in that wellness program, you know, how much of that is classroom activity versus either field or gym activity?
Well, we usually try to stay in the classroom for a week or pretty much finish a unit, and then we go outside or go into the gym and do an activity there. For instance, if the unit is on physical fitness, into the gym component would be going over physical fitness testing and assessments and seeing what their strength is or how their endurance level is and those kind of things. It's bringing it into the gymnasium. And
the goals of the program isn't really to make athletes out of non-athletes, is it?
Right.
Is it really, at least as I see the program, it's trying to, I think we often say lifelong learners, but it's to make people, give them habits that are going to be healthy habits?
Yep. Exactly.
And I think that's the nice thing about the wellness course is that they're getting the information in the classroom, but then they're getting a chance to apply it outside. So it's not just, here's the information, do what you want with it, but here's the information, and now let's see how well you can apply that towards your life. So.
And how do you adapt that? I mean, there are some folks that are natural athletes, and then there are students like me that are not. What would the differences be for someone who is a total natural athlete versus someone that was perhaps more sedentary?
We try to provide the students with an opportunity to do a variety of different sports, not necessarily just team sports. This particularly in the freshman PE class, there's some individualized sports where it might be a racket sport, so it's only just them playing on one side of the court, or we try to have more traditional team games. So there is kind of some variety and allows them to get a taste of all the different types of sports. I think that's about it.
In the wellness,
Yeah.
because wellness is more fitness-based, we try to incorporate things for all students, no matter if they're athletic or not, working on all different skills, so it's more of their own fitness goals that they're trying to work on. We also try to, because there's definitely some kids that enjoy the competition, so we might throw in some games as the semester goes on and figure out, well, what component of fitness are we working on throughout this game? So the focus stays fitness, but we start to bring in a little bit of more gameplay without so much competition, but more structured and organized sport.
I think the other big thing too is that part of one of the things that we encourage the students to do, and I know that we're moving that way with the new wellness, is having them work on developing their own fitness programs. So even though they may not be an athlete or they may not be involved with team sports, but understanding the concepts of fitness and what it means and how they can incorporate some physical fitness into their life, even if they are somebody that's not necessarily into team sports, but what things can they do on an individual basis that can still, lead them to a healthy lifestyle.
Seems like those are great life skills to bring forward. I think one of the big changes is kind of the PE2 requirements. It seems like there's a real broad suite of options that have been added that really apply to almost all the types of student that we could see presenting themselves. I know, Holly, you have one program that you and I have talked about earlier, the Women's Wellness, I believe it's called?
Women's Fitness.
Women's Fitness, and maybe if we start with that one, and then we can kind of go on to some of the 3 or 4 other programs.
Sure. Ann and I both teach a women's fitness class. We started it last year, so we're going on to our 4th semester teaching it. And the classes, both of us, I think, have had the same experience. It's been a wonderful class because the girls come in, they're not intimidated by working out in front of male students, they're not intimidated by using the big equipment. We put them in the weight room, in the wrestling room, we do medicine balls and Swiss balls, so they're using a lot of the fitness equipment that they might be intimidated in using in a setting with male and female, so we're just focusing on female fitness. We also get them comfortable with using gym equipment, so if they aren't quite sure how to use the dumbbells or what exercises to use in the dumbbells, we give them the exercises to do here, so if they want to go join a gym out in the community or work out at home, they have that skill. The class itself, because it's all about them, they get to see their goals and their accomplishments. We've had a lot of feedback, positive feedback. Girls are loving it because they're comfortable being there. They change. So my one class, I think that everyone pretty much gets A's or B's in. I don't really have students not changing often because they want to participate. They want to be there and get a good workout. And we just teach them that it's all life skills. It's things that they can do now or in their 40s, 50s, 60s. And we make it a lot of fun. I definitely think it's more of a relaxed environment for them.
And did I hear they also do even a video of their program?
Yeah, we do. For a final exam, they do a fitness video where they actually get to pick whatever unit they would like. So some of my students have done like a step video or a dance video or a Swiss ball workout. What are some that you've done?
Oh, I even had ice skating this year,
Yeah.
which was really unique.
They get very creative, and they put on a video, a how-to video basically, and it's a fitness video that the other students in the class on the day of the final will assess that video and what skills they're going to get from using that video and what fitness components that those students have worked on. So it's a lot of fun. We work on it throughout the semester, and then they present it the day of the final exam.
So very interdisciplinary, as they have to bring a lot of other life skills in besides just their
do some researching skills.
And also what I'm noticing too, because I did a survey asking a series of questions, and the kids do feel they have a difficult time with co-ed classes. And I know we tried to to keep them in the co-ed classes, but I think the kids are having a much better, their effort is better, their participation, their attitude has changed so much, the grading has changed so much
Yeah.
when they're in a single-sex class. Kids now are asking me, like the other day, one of the girls said, well, could you teach us how to throw and catch? And although they had those skills when they were younger, they're more apt to participate now in the class as opposed to when they were younger. Maybe they felt that they were, intimidated
Right.
because other people really knew how to catch and throw better. So we're seeing a lot of those kind of things. We're seeing that the kids really would like to have more of these type of classes because they're getting a lot out of it.
Walking for wellness. Somebody tell me a little bit about.
Walking for Wellness was, and again, years ago, we looked at our students and we said, why is it that these kids really aren't participating? And pretty much what it boiled down to is kids would said, we would participate if you offered this and this. And that's kind of like how we happen to be in this. Walking for Wellness, the kids do not have to change. So that definitely is a selling point. But what they do is they show up to class, they have a pedometer, they have to track their daily steps, keeping track of the steps. We work on baseline, we establish a goal, and every week we change our steps. Right now, the classes are up to 2 miles in a day. Probably would be more, but because we don't have a lot of spaces to walk. But it has been good. In fact, those are probably one of the biggest classes I know, student-wise. We have a large number of kids that are taking Walking for Wellness now.
And there's, again, in some of the courses that you may think of as more traditional academics, there's a lot of discussion about accountability and assessment. And even while this may sound like a casual course, there's a lot of assessment that goes along as well, isn't there?
Sure it is. Once the track clears, we'll be going out to do a mile walk, which will be an assessment to see how much, ground they can cover in a certain amount of time. They're again writing in their log books every day how many steps they have and how they're improving there. We even see kids that keep their pedometers on now all day. Some kids have even taught their family members into purchasing a pedometer, so it has become more of a family type activity.
Other two major options I think they have is lifetime sports and team sports. What are the key differences between those two programs?
John, you want to take this one?
Team sports is more of a little more of a competitive atmosphere. It deals mostly with the traditional team sports, volleyball, soccer, what have you. Lifetime sports is more geared towards someone who is less competitive but still wants to be involved in the sporting activity. So it's more of individual sports, or maybe with playing with a partner, tennis, racquetball, or not racquetball, pickleball, those sort of things. So.
Yeah, the lifetime sports we tend to focus on the activities that you would do. Not a lot of students, when they finish high school, have a chance to play in organised leagues if they don't play at college. So by getting experience in some of the lifetime sports like golf or tennis, something like that, they can then take those skills out and join a club or start playing socially and still getting some good exercise as well.
And while I think we probably all wish that the requirements here, both in London area and in New Hampshire in general, were more than just first 2 years. For the moment, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But there are electives for those students that are more bent in that area. And one that I found particularly interesting as I read through it was the interactive PE, and that seems like it's got a lot of branches that spread out on it.
Right. Interactive PE is an elective for juniors and seniors, and it's geared to those kids that really want to continue their education and maybe a special ed or even any type of education. It's working with kids with physical limitations, special needs. It's pretty much done on a peer-to-peer relationship, so everybody has a buddy, and every week they change buddies. And their job as a buddy is to make sure that the kids are, and all of them do have the special things, like might have one in a wheelchair that might need different activities done with him, or we might have this one who needs assistance doing this. But they have a buddy, they make sure their buddies are doing their warm-ups and participating. Every week we fill out assessments on our buddy as far as, class rules and behavior. It's really a wonderful class. We do so many different things. The big finale is going to Pinkerton for the Unified Field Day, to actually have a field trip, where we go and compete against 8 other schools in a unified field day. So we're able to apply these skills that we've learned throughout the year into this.
That class really provides a pretty good career pathway for some students who are interested in an education type field,
Right.
because they get to work with students who definitely need their help every day, and they build some level of responsibility and positive communication and stuff like that too. So.
Yeah, it seems like there's so many branches that could take.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you don't go into education, just the social interaction and mentoring that go along with that.
Right.
It seems like one of the great programs. And I know there are a couple of other electives, and I'm sure I might not know them all. I think there's a training, athletic training program, and I think that's yours, isn't it?
Yeah, John and I both teach. We both teach the athletic training. There's two streams. The athletic training one is more of a generalized sports medicine type program where we tend to split the body up into different sections. We do some gross anatomy, and then we sort of work on different parts of the body. So we do injuries of the ankle, the knee, the hip, the neck, shoulder, wrist, elbow, and treatment of those injuries, and then possible career pathways in an athletic training sense. Athletic training 2, on the other hand, we've tried to move towards more of a sports science type scenario where any students who are interested in that at college will have to take things like exercise physiology and biomechanics and understanding skill development, and it really gives them a good background in that kind of topic. The first unit we do is a volleyball unit, so there is actually some physical component to it as well. The students are filming their own volleyball performance and then trying to come up with training programs to improve their performance, and then write a comparison between their level of improvement and where they were at the start. So it's pretty interesting.
Pretty intensive program for them.
Yeah, most of the students we get are athletes or people who are genuinely interested in that kind of career when they finish high school.
One of the things I was interested in looking at was class sizes. Is we've got this great new facility. In fact, for those of you that are watching today, the classroom that we are in actually was underneath the bleachers in the original gym when this high school was built, and we've got a great facility. But even with just a 2-year requirement, classes get as big as what, about 120, 125 students?
We do
Yeah.
use the area. I mean, there's 3 teaching stations in the gym, and many periods those are filled.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, we have, the Walking for Wellness is outside, but then we'll have maybe your class will come in to take up some gym time. We sometimes have people in the weight room. We have wellness classes that are coming into the gym, so we're pretty much.
It's mostly in the winter when it gets really
Yeah.
tough. I mean, during the spring and the fall, it's okay because we
Get out
get
in the
outside,
fields.
we
Right.
have plenty of space. But in the winter, it gets very, very crowded.
So the gym is divided, one side, when you put the curtains down, one side's a whole side that they can use, and then the other side's divided again to give us those.
So you have a quarter and a half.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
The way that we have kind of worked it out though is on Tuesdays and Thursdays, putting the fitness day in, so team sports can be up in the gym, and lifetime sports or some of the other classes can go down into the wrestling room or into the weight room and do a weight training on a Tuesday or Thursday, or maybe doing medicine balls, and that's kind of how we've all worked it out so
Yeah.
that we can have different space.
Yeah.
A lot of activities here, probably a lot more things going on than many of our viewers had thought. Any new ideas on the horizon for future years?
Talk about the wellness across the board.
Yeah, we would essentially like in the future to have the wellness program be essentially for all the freshman students, rather than taking a health credit and a PE credit. It would be a full year of wellness, and that sort of for a couple of reasons. One of the major reasons I think is that we can get that integration of different units together. So the example might be we're learning about fitness components, or we're learning about the heart and the respiratory system. We could then go out onto the track and we could be doing some kind of aerobic activity. So they're learning it in here, they're acquiring that information, but then they're applying it when they go outside. So there's a little bit more of a cross-curricular sort of thing.
And then hopefully incorporating some more health electives. So students who have their freshman year, maybe it's something that they're interested in, whether it's mental health or whatever, taking something their junior or senior year before they go away to college, focusing on the health aspect.
So we sort of brainstormed the idea, we have the women's fitness,
Yeah.
maybe we could have the men's fitness class as well. But,
We have lots of ideas.
lots of ideas. But,
Well, I think that's, that's the thing that I was so encouraged by as I started looking through the materials is that it's not just let's do the same old thing again and let's take out day 7's lesson plan. That you guys are really looking at ways of challenging the students and making a better program for them. So I would like to, again, thank you for both taking the time today, but also for taking the time that you do every day throughout the year to make the lives of our students better. I hope that you have found this to be informative and perhaps have a little better understanding of what the PE program is all about here at Londonderry High School. If you have any questions that we didn't answer today or anything that you'd like a clarification on, you can always contact us at the district office or contact the PE department here at the high school. We're always more than welcome to either answer your questions or arrange a tour if you are interested in seeing exactly what's going on. Thanks for watching, and thanks for supporting your school system.